What's going on, Fud Nation, and welcome back. Happy Monday. There is so much to talk about. The stakes for Bitcoin have never been higher. The expectations have never been higher. The hair has never been higher. We've got some amazing news to cover. We're going to be talking a lot about sort of what's going on with Bitcoin, altcoins, different parts of this market, a lot of governmental policies that have been passed towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrency around the world, just showing a real tide, a sort of swelling effect, in my opinion, going on around this industry, getting ready to really explode like the active volcano that is the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market. And then we're going to talk about the unicorn, the thing that everybody has really been waiting for what I feel like over 2 years now, the ubiquitous altcoin season. Alt season. Is it coming? When is it coming? Why is it coming? How is it coming? We're going to talk about alt season in some depth at the end of this video, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my thoughts about the whole thing. So if you're interested in knowing when your altcoins are headed to the moon, then you're going to want to watch this video. I'm Elio Trades, you're watching FUD TV, and if you're excited for this video, do me a favor and throw a like under this video. It really helps the channel grow. Anyway, on to the news. Starting out with the markets, I'm actually not going to go to CoinMarketCap as I normally do. I'm instead going to go to one of my favorite resources, which is Crown from Crown's Crypto Cave. If you guys aren't watching Crown already, I've had him on my show several times. He's, in my opinion, the most talented trader out there. And you can see here, this is a still frame from his recent video today, where he's had these two blue box territories marked off with Bitcoin. One starting at about 10.17 at the low range and stretching down to about 10,000, and the high range there at about 10,800. You can see that these are the two ranges, and if it gets into one, it's bullish, gets into the other, it's going to be a little bearish. And this is kind of funny because Bitcoin is right now staring a death cross in the face, and in the history of Bitcoin death crosses in bull markets, that can mean, you know, upwards of a 20% correction, sending us down towards the $8,000 mark. Of course, if we pop back up, who knows how high we could go. That's really about the state of the markets right now. And as a very wise man, Anthony Pompliano, has said, the best Bitcoin investors are really good at doing nothing for long periods of time. So if this volatility and this chop has gotten you a little bit uneasy, maybe you've got weak hands and you actually had to sell a little bit of your stack with these gains. I don't know what you're doing. Personally, I think the best is yet to come, but of course there could always be a rocky road between here and there, as it has been in cryptocurrency. Speaking of great pomp tweets, we have another tweet that there was $2 trillion laundered last year, and that's more than 6.5 times the entire cryptocurrency market cap. Obviously, this is to underscore there's been a lot of FUD going out around cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I've had these conversations over and over with people in my life over the last week or so because of these hearings that, oh, I like Bitcoin, but it's associated with drugs and corruption and dark web. And it's just kind of funny how these stigmas tend to stick, even though obviously the US dollar is the #1 vehicle for almost all of this nonsense going on, you know, the darker sides of humanity. So it's good to keep in mind the US dollar is really the vehicle that's preferred by all of the worst sort of actors in our society. And yes, Bitcoin has some history in that world, but is far more trackable and traceable. And of course, in the future can become a much more, I guess, bright economy instead of a dark economy, as they say. I don't know if that's the right term. We also have some very bullish news that Quant is integrating with Binance into their Overledger system, as well as Loom is integrating with Binance. Loom is going to be providing some very interesting functionality here, allowing for the BEP2 token to actually have smart contract functionality. Now, if you're a Binance fan or a Binance hater, it's important to know that this smart contract functionality was not available on the original Binance Chain tokens, the original native token for Binance Chain. And so adding this smart contract functionality, to me, opens up the possibilities for Binance Chain tremendously. I know it's already going to be seen as very advantageous to have your coin trading there because it's going to have probably the best liquidity and more than likely a phenomenal user experience for the DEX users. But then having the ability to have those tokens have smart contract functionality really expands the scope of Binance Chain, in my opinion. So kudos to Loom, kudos to Binance, and again, kudos to Quant Network. Lots of kudos going around today. We also have the eBay CEO saying crypto assets poised to play a major role in the way that money moves. Obviously, don't really need to go into this. And Bitcoin is now 8 times more powerful than it was at the 20K price peak of 2017. This is important stuff. You have to remember that Bitcoin is not just a token, it's a network, and that network has characteristics: speed, security, vulnerability. All of these things are important characteristics of the Bitcoin network. Obviously, you want low vulnerability, high speed, high security, but it's important to know that the Bitcoin network now is 20 times more powerful than it was back when we did have the price peak over at 20K. And so if you're looking for fundamental factors here, like the mining strength, the security strength, the strength of the network in general, these are the kinds of factors that you can look to for understanding why a price swell, a price increase per token is actually warranted and needed. We also have a comment here by Tim Draper, who's a sort of legendary Bitcoin bull. He says that Facebook's Libra is a bridge to the Bitcoin world. And this is something that I was trying to explain. And it's funny, every time I mention Libra on this channel, I always get so many comments saying, you know, Libra's a scam, Libra's gonna delete you, Libra's the worst thing ever. And I get it, like from an ideological standpoint, this is not what we had imagined by imagining a utopian decentralized world. But I do believe that it is a stepping stone, and it's a better stepping stone than Coinbase, I believe, to get people into crypto. So now we have a slew of governments putting out news regarding Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The first is that Iran is recognizing Bitcoin and crypto as an official industry, which I think is very important because, as I've said many times before, as much as sound money is important in the countries like the United States and Great Britain and the European Union and other places that have great, reliable fiat currencies, it's extremely valuable in places that do not have reliable fiat currencies, namely Iran. And so we're going to see a lot more of this, in my opinion, over time. Germany says we should be neutral on Facebook's Libra token. Again, an interesting comment here, but a lot of these international powers have seen the Libra as a potential threat to their own currencies. So seeing Germany be neutral on it is very interesting. We also have India recommending a full blanket ban on cryptocurrencies. Again, we've seen a hugely stigmatized reaction to cryptocurrencies in India. A lot of people are really concerned with what India does with cryptocurrencies because it has so many people in India. But at the same time, I'm not so concerned with what India does with cryptocurrencies because at a certain point, whether they're on the train or not, I don't believe it's going to stop Bitcoin's growth. I think to me, it spells out quite a bit of corruption in the country, but at the same time, it's not really important what India does or doesn't do with cryptocurrencies. The train is moving forward regardless of whether India's on it or not. And finally, we have news out of Palestine that the Palestinian Authority is considering crypto to replace the Israeli shekel. And again, we just have more and more instances of countries that where, you know, their fiat currencies, or for example, relying on Israel's fiat currency has not been working out for them in a positive way, or they think crypto could offer a very welcome alternative. This is where the crypto seeds are going to be planted, and these are going to blossom into big, big trees. So I'm very, very excited to see when I see lots of governments considering cryptocurrencies in a new light. So now we're going to move into everybody's favorite topic, which is, of course, alt season. When is alt season coming? Where has it been? How come you've been gone for so long, alt season? And I'm going to talk a little bit about different examples of coins that have done really well and different, parts of the crypto economy that have been really booming before we talk about alt season in general at the end. The first thing is that STOs have been doing pretty well. Token Market, which raised 136% of their target goal in just 48 hours. That sounds a lot like an ICO of past. We have Bitbond raising over 2.1 million euro from 87 different countries. And then we have a bunch of different STOs that have really taken the market by storm. We also have some amazingly high performing cryptocurrencies like Chainlink, who over the past 6 months has gone from, about a 45-cent token peaking at, literally over $4.50. I don't think this chart's showing it right. And then now it's come down to, a measly $2.44. But of course, even if we take their lows, call it 50 cents, we have about a 500% increase in Chainlink alone, which those kinds of 5x gains are really something that we were used to back in the alt season of past. Same with Crypto.com chain. I mean, look at Crypto.com chain starting out the year at literally, just above 1 penny. And at the peak, they wicked up here to above 15 cents. And so from about a little over a penny to 15 cents, you have almost a 15x there, well over a 10x, that's for sure. And that's just very, very similar to what we would be seeing happening in the alt season of past. Beyond that, we've had coins like Matic, which were Binance initial exchange offerings, IEOs in general, starting here at about, a third of a penny. and rocketing up here to over 4 cents. I mean, that's tremendous. Again, well over a 10x. And these are the kinds of gains that we would have expected in the alt season of yesteryear, but we're seeing them here take place. Unfortunately, what we're not seeing here is big gains from the altcoins that we really want to see rocket. You know, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin had a great year, but that's one of the only top 10s that have had, you know, tremendous growth. Bitcoin Cash, again, showing some life at the beginning of the year, but that's just because it was so drastically oversold and almost defunct. We have Tron barely making moves. Obviously, it did make a move from 1 cent to 4 cents. That's almost a 4x there, a little over a penny to a little over 4 cents. But again, settling back down here to 2.8 cents. We have Stellar. Stellar was over $1 at one point during the last alt season. You know, I could go on and on and on, but unfortunately, alt season is simply not showing up in the same way for these altcoins like it has for Bitcoin and a select few altcoins. And the question is it coming? Well, the market has matured and changed a lot in the past year, and now we have a bigger focus on things like initial exchange offerings. These tokens are fresh. They have a potential, you know, with a very thin market to have tremendous pumps. You have a real proliferation of the Bitcoin margin trading economy with options exchanges popping up left, right, and center. You have the mercantile exchanges like you have BitMEX, you have CUMEX. We're having different ones where you can trade with options and leverage here in the United States, and those are fully regulated. And my opinion is that the smart money, the big money, is no longer going in on altcoins to pump them so much as they were in the 2017 season. They're focusing more on games like IEOs and just trading on the king coin, Bitcoin, and using margins and leverage and options to create profits and losses no matter which way the market goes. In my opinion, the focus on Bitcoin has never been greater. The amount of money surrounding Bitcoin has never been greater. And the desire for so many altcoins has somewhat subsided. Now, does that mean that certain altcoins can't succeed? Absolutely not. We've seen that with Chainlink. We've seen that with Crypto.com chain, which, by the way, Crypto.com chain, formerly Monaco, has just shipped credit cards to the United States where you can spend your cryptocurrency anywhere that Visa is accepted. They've been doing this in Europe for a while now. Coinbase has also been doing this in Europe, so we can expect Coinbase should be shipping cards to the United States as well. To me, this is a huge, huge thing because I shouldn't have to wait and know what list of merchants people are on before I can use and spend my crypto. It has to be as easy as a credit card, or else to me, it's not working the same as or better than your previous money. Obviously, the idea of just scanning purchase and sending people Bitcoin directly, that's great, but a lot of people just want to use the credit card functionality or something like it. So having that kind of an integration to me is huge. That's why they've been pumping like crazy. But again, good coins with great news and great projects like Chainlink's partnership with Google, and of course their addition to Coinbase, getting a great combination of news in June that sent them skyrocketing. These kinds of fundamental indicators are still holding water. However, the alt season in general seems to be something that's not taking shape quite in the same way. Instead, it's going to be the onus of each and every project to create very important news that actually fundamentally drives the demand of their token. We've seen examples of this throughout 2019. In my opinion, it's time to start being extremely pragmatic about which coins are going to pump and which coins aren't going to pump. But the overwhelming majority of my portfolio is Bitcoin. I still have several big bags of alts, but I am very much so focused on the king coin here because I'm believing that we're in a strong Bitcoin season moment and that the whole altcoin season has become more of a meme than a reality. Instead, now I'm analyzing each and every token almost completely anew, looking at the news they've put out in the last 6 months, the code updates they've put out in the last 6 months, the fundamental drivers that have happened in the last few months, and trying to understand which projects really have the trajectory necessary to place market demand on their coin and raise the price. It's no longer good enough that they're out, that they're being used, that they've really done the bare minimum. They need to now be producing excellence. And without that excellence, I'm no longer going to be throwing in all of my precious Satoshis. Like I said, I'm not going to throw any shade at any specific coins right now because I don't think that's very important to do. What I want to do instead is highlight the attributes within the projects that are succeeding and why they're being able to show that growth in their price and why they're having success in this market, because those are the attributes that if you find them in other projects could lead to similar success. Again, stagnation and just keeping the wheel moving with some of these big cryptos, especially I'm looking at the top 10, the top 20, the excessively tribal crypto communities that we love. those are the ones that I'm looking at to potentially not deliver at all over the next 6 to 12 months. And yes, it did scare me when I first started having these thoughts. But again, it's not about holding on to biases. It's not about holding on to beliefs that we had over the past 12 to 24 months. It's about being as smart and agile as we can looking forward into the future in a market that changes almost every week, almost every month. It feels like a brand new day here. So it's going to be very exciting to see which altcoins really take over in a more mature, more sensible, more level-headed cryptocurrency economy. Anyway, let me know what coins you guys are holding and which coins you think still have it in them to create some significant gains here in 2019 and beyond. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, if you got value out of it, please throw me a like and leave a comment in the comment section below. If you're not already subscribed to FUD TV, do me a favor and hit that sub button. We make cryptocurrency videos here all the time. As usual, I'm Elio Trades, you're watching FUD TV, and I'll see you very soon on the next episode.